when he went to boot camp. I remember looking at him leaving as my son, a boy, and when he came back 3 months later, he was a man. You could see the difference, feel the difference. And he loves God, his family, and America. He loves his country very much. I appreciate everything him and every boy did that went. I remember every time he came home from the deployment, every man and woman I seen coming off those planes, I loved and I was grateful and I was thankful and very appreciative for what I knew they did for us.
Hi, I'm Taylor. I teach 4th and 5th grade here. So I was looking back on my family history and I noticed that I had a lot of family members who joined the military to protect our country. So a long time ago, I had 2 great-grandfathers join the Army and they fought in World War II. I had my grandfather joined the Marines and he fought in the Vietnam War. And then my stepdad himself joined the Army straight as soon as he graduated high school. He was in the military for, I think, 14 years. And he went to Germany the year that they tore down the Berlin Wall. And he was allowed to keep some of the wall. So now it's hanging in our living room.
Hi, I'm Amy Price. I'm an assistant teacher with the middle school. I have 3 family members in service. First one is my father. He was in the U.S. Navy. He served 8 years as a lieutenant, commander, chief of pediatrics. The second one, my brother, he was in the U.S. Marines. He served as a fighter pilot with the Black Sheep Squadron. The third was my sister. She served 3 years in the U.S. Army.
I'm Delene. This is my uncle. His name, Eugene May. He was my mother's brother. He was 17 years old. He was still in high school, not finished. He wanted to join the Air Force. This was during World War II. He was not old enough. Had to be 18 to join Air Force. So what did he do? He wrote down and lied and said he was 19. He went to Air Force, he learned how to Air Force bomb, finished the war, I don't know, maybe 21 years old, 22, went back home and finished high school. I love that story. Going back to high school when you're 22 years old. I think that's funny. So he had another brother, a different pilot, and my father was in the Navy, but I don't have any good stories about my father. Why? Because the war was finished before he was finished training. So my father was lucky.
Good afternoon, and I'm Hannah Dye, and I'm the Director of Business and Finance here at the school. And I just wanted to take this opportunity to tell you about 3 special veterans in my family. The first one, this is my dad. His name is Clement Moore Clapp II. He served in Vietnam from 1971 to 1974. He was non-combat, but was overseas. He said his job was intelligence analyst. I also think that it's funny, I'm 40 years old and I've never seen my dad clean cut, so this is a photo and I've never seen him look like that. The second person I'd like to talk about is my paternal grandfather. His name was Edwin Taylor Clapp II, and he served in World War II. He was stationed in both England and France. And that was from 1941 until 1945. And then the third person I would like to tell you about is my maternal grandfather. His name was James William Mitchell. He served in World War II in the Army as a mechanic. That's all the information that I have, so I'm unsure where he served. I do know it was prior to 1951.
Harless Broward, U.S. Army, infantry. He was my great uncle. Jacob Kiefer, U.S. Army, transportation. Also my great uncle. Archie Ashcraft Jr., United States Air Force. Bomber pilot and fighter pilot. Robert Juresco, U.S. Army, Signal Corps. It's my uncle. Robert L. Wilmoth, United States Marine Corps, infantry. He was my stepfather. Billy Giebel, United States Marine Corps. He was in Vietnam. He was my second cousin. John M. Jett, U.S. Army, transportation. It was my uncle. Ed Nichols, United States Air Force, aircraft mechanics. He was my second cousin. Greg Jarosco, United States Air Force, aircraft mechanic. He's my brother. And also John Jarosco, United States Marine Corps. Can't really remember what he did, but he was my father. And I'm sorry if I forgot anybody to film. That's all I can remember at this time. Hello, friends. I can't remember. Who made a name?